Hey, I'm Steve Krenz for Guitar Gathering, your home for real nuts and bolts guitar learning. This session, grab your guitars, and we are going to go through a bunch of exercises dealing with getting your hand to be more flexible. I put stretching in the title. It's actually more of an issue of flexibility. Have you ever been trying to going for a chord and you think, gosh, my fingers just can't stretch wide enough to get there to that particular chord? I wish my hand was bigger. It doesn't have to do with how the size of your hand as much as it has to do with the flexibility of your hand. And the size of your hand, I can't help you with, but the flexibility of your hand, that is definitely something that we can get better. I know you think that you can't get better with it, that it is what it is, and my hand will never stretch farther than a few frets. There is a limit to how much your hand can gain in flexibility, but it can change. It can get better at it. So don't believe that little voice inside of you saying that my hand is I'm never going to be able to get these wider stretches. Today we're going to be working on the muscle that goes in between these fingers, the things that cause these fingers to stretch. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little exercise like this. So we're going to want you to put fingertips to fingertips. In a little while, we're gonna get to our download. So if you haven't done that yet, then go ahead and download that. We're gonna do fingertips to fingertips, fingers spread apart. Okay, we're gonna push them together slowly. You're not trying to break your hands, not trying to do that. We're just putting our last thing to come down is a palm. Then we come back up. We're stretching those muscles out there. Feel that stretch? That's what we're trying to do there. We're trying to get these muscles stretched out. Now, with any of these exercises, if you have hand issues, if you've got maybe some arthritis issues and you can't move your hand as much as we are going to be needing you to, please do not hurt yourself. If you feel pain in your hand, just stop, come back to it later. This is just flexibility things. So that was my little warning on that. You can do hand damage if you've got some hand issues. But if your hand's healthy, then hey, let's see if we can get these things to be a little bit more flexible for us. Now, let me give you one more thing. This workout is not going to work after you do it one time. You may see a little bit of help after you do it 2 times. After you do it about 3 times, then it starts working. It starts kicking into gear, okay? So don't get frustrated if you can't do it this first time and you go, oh, well, I just can't do it. I can't keep up with it. No. Your hand, that's the whole deal. It'll start to get more and more flexible, okay? So that you can reach wider and wider chord shapes. So let's get started. If you've got the PDF in front of you, this is the PDF it's finger stretching exercises. Finger flexibility exercises. Okay? Despite what you may initially think right now, your hand can become much more flexible than it is. So the first exercise we're going to do 3 main areas of exercises. The first one on page 1 is finger flexibility exercise single note stretches. So here's what I want you to do. We're just going to be doing a single note. We're not doing chords at this point. We're going to put our first finger on the first string at the 10th fret, right here. At the 10th fret, first finger on the 10th fret. Now, what this exercise is going to do is we're going to do that pattern. 1, 2, and then 1, 3, 1, 4. That's all we're doing. 1, 2, first to second finger. 1, 3, first to third finger. 1, 4, first to fourth finger. Okay, no frets in between, just right there together, nice and comfortable. You ready? Let's do it together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 to 2, 1, 2. Now 1, 3. Now 1, 4. Okay, very good. Let's do it on the second string. Go to the second string, do the same thing. Ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 3. 1, 4. Okay, no problem at all. Now, we're going to add a fret in between these. So now, we're going to stay here with our first finger on the 10th fret, but now our second finger is going to be on the 12th fret. So there's a fret in between. So now 1 to 2 is like that. 10th to the 12th fret. Then 1 to 3, first finger to third finger is now at the 13th fret. 1 to 4, the fourth finger is now at the 14th fret. So do you see what we did? We just added another space in between these, another fret's worth, okay? So you do it with me. Here we go. 1 to 2 with a fret in between. Ready, go. 1, 2, and then 1, 3. There's 2 frets in between right there. Then 1 to 4 with 3 frets in between, okay? Do you see what we're working? We're working on stretching that. Now, some of you, that may be as far as you can get. That's okay. Just try to stretch that hand a little bit more, and you'll find in about 3 days of doing these exercises, your hand will start to get more flexible. That way you can reach the chords that you're going for. It's amazing how much help that this provides. Let's do this one more time with 1 fret in between. Ready, go. 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. Hey, let's go to the 3rd string. Do the same exercise. 1 to 3, or excuse me, 1 to 2. 1, 3, 1, 4. You can even go back if you want to. 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. Okay. Another level of this is doing hammer-ons, so you can also practice hammer-ons with this. So let's go back to the 1st string and practice hammer-ons with this. So we're going to hammer on to that 2nd note. So it'll be like this. Here we go. Ready? Go. 1 to 2. Hammer on to that the 2nd of the 2. 1 to 3. Hammer on. 1 to 4. Hammer on. Back to 1 to 3. Hammer on. 1 to 2. Hammer on. And back to 1. Now, you have to really whack that hammer on note. You want to try and get it as close in volume as you can. So I'm not re-picking that 2nd note, I'm just hammering on. Okay, look at the 3rd example down there at the bottom of page 1. Now we're going to have 2 frets in between. So 1st finger is still going to be on the 10th fret, but now I'm putting my 2nd finger at the 13th fret. Okay? So just try that move first. And then that means 1, 3, our 3rd finger is going to be up here at the what is that, the 12th, 14th fret? And 1st to 4 is going to be way up here at the 15th fret. Okay, so let's do that again. 1 to 2 is now way up here. 1 to 3 at the 14th fret. 1 to 4 at the 15th fret. Hey, let's hammer on. 1 to 2, ready, go. 1 to 3, 1 to 4. You've got to lower that wrist. You can't have your wrist up here and do these exercises. It doesn't work. Okay? There you go. That's the first little thing of stretching. Now, as you can start here at the 10th position, as you go down to like maybe the 8th, your fingers are slowly getting wider stretches. By the time you're down here to 5th, wow, that's a lot of space. That's a big amount of space that you're having to traverse there. Again, don't get discouraged. If you can only do the first one, that's okay. Work on trying to get the second one. After a couple of times doing it, you'll see that second one will start to come along together. I remember I was doing an interview with the great fingerstyle guitarist Phil Kagy, who can just do these amazing stretches. And I put my hand literally up to his, okay? Put my hand up to Phil Kagy's hand. And his hand was no bigger than mine. And yet he was doing all of these crazy stretches like that. And he was the one that turned me on to saying it doesn't have to be about your hand size. It's about the flexibility of your hand. All right. There you go. Take a look at page 2. This is in the PDF. Now, the link for the PDF is in the YouTube description there as well. All right, there's one more part of this first exercise. For this one, we're going to work the other way. We're going to do pull-offs, and we're going to work stretching back this way, okay? So we're going to start off with our pinky at the 13th fret on the 1st string. pinky is at the, excuse me, at the 12th fret. I'm sorry, the 12th fret, the double dot on the first string. And we're going to do 4 moves. So the first move is 4 to 3, and then 4th finger to 2nd finger, 12th fret to 10th fret, 4th finger to 1st finger, which is 12th fret to the 9th fret, and then there's going to be one additional one, 12th fret, to where I stretch that hand out one more time to the 8th fret. We approach guitar with an open hand, not a closed hand, an open hand. You try it with me. Here we go. 4 to 3 here at the 12th fret. Ready, go. 4 to 3. Then 4 to 2. Then 4 to 1. Now 4 to 1 stretch down to the 8th fret. Good. Let's do that much again. Let's go to the 2nd string. Okay, do that much again. 4 to 3. Ready, go. 4 to 2. 4 to 1. 4 to 1 stretch. There you go. Now, you may be wondering what my hand looks like behind my neck. Let me show you this angle, okay? So I've got a little bit of air space right here. I'm not right on, I'm not up like this. I've got a little bit of air space right here. And I'm not pushing too hard. We're trying to flex these fingers right here. All right, now let's try pull-offs. Okay, we're going to do the same exercise. We're still on the 2nd string, and we're going to pull off. Okay, so we're going to go from 4 to 3. Okay, just practice that a few times. I'm pulling down with my pinky, and my 3rd finger is planted. He's not waiting to get there. He's already there. Okay, so he's already there. In fact, he's planted so strongly, he's almost giving some counter pressure back so that I don't pull out of tune. 4 to 3. Just, whoops, practice that a few times. Now go 4 to 2. So by the time he's pulling, this guy is already planted in place. Let's do that a few times. What if we did 4 to 1? Remember, this guy's putting some pressure, counter pressure back this way. Now do the 1 stretch. Now, when I'm doing these big stretches between 4 and 1 there, what are my middle fingers doing? Well, you don't want them out like that. You don't want them tense. You want them just kind of hanging out. Guitar playing is hard enough. We don't want any extra pressure in our hand, any extra stress in our hand. So that's that exercise. All right, now we're going to go, let's go maybe to the 3rd string. We're going to do the same exercise again. Try the pull-offs, okay? 4 to 3 is first. Pull off. 4 to 2. 4 to 1. 4 1 stretch. Okay. Let me make sure I'm in tune here. Okay. All right. There you go. That's a great little exercise. And then you slowly move it down. Now, you'll notice that I do have my angle of my guitar up a little bit, which does help. If your angle of your guitar is way down here, that's really tough to get your hand to stretch because, look, your hand's at this funky angle. But if I raise it up a little bit, it's a little bit easier for my hand to do it. It's almost a classical guitar position, but it's just a little bit easier to do big stretches that way. All right, look at the next one. Okay, this is the Phil Kagy stretching exercise. When Phil was with us, he talked about how much this exercise had helped him to really get larger hand strength. Okay, you ready? Here's the gig. We're going to go up here to the 10th position, the 10th fret, and we're going to put our first finger at the 10th fret. Now this exercise involves 5 or 6 different chord shapes, but they all are based off of this initial first form. Okay, so there's my first finger at the first string at the 10th fret. Then I'm going to put my second finger on the 2nd string at the 11th fret. Okay? Then I want to put my 3rd finger on the 3rd string at the 12th fret. So do you see they're kind of all on all adjacent strings? The 4th finger is going to be on the 4th string at the 13th fret. So there you go. That's the first starting chord that you need to be in. Okay, so that's your first task. Okay, this is from the PDF. The links for that are in the YouTube description. So you got to find this first chord. This chord happens to be an E flat major 7th. Okay, first finger at the 1st string, 10th fret. 2nd finger on the 2nd string at the 11th fret. 3rd finger on the 3rd string at the 12th fret. Pinky on the 4th string at the 13th fret. Very pretty chord. This is the first shape. Okay. If you remember, if you have your guitar angled up a bit, it's a little bit easier to do these shapes. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our 1st finger down 2 frets, not 1, but 2 frets. Okay, now if you can't do that, you can try just 1 and we can do the exercise with 1, but eventually we're going to want to do the exercise with 2. So you end up with this sort of a shape. To make sure that each note is ringing clearly, I can play them just individually. Okay, that's the first move, from here to there. Now I'm going to take my 2nd finger and move him down just 1 fret. So my 2nd finger was at the 10th fret, or excuse me, at the 11th fret, and now he's at the 10th. Okay. Now we're going to move our 3rd finger, which was at the 12th. We're going to move him down to the 11th. There you go. This is tough. I'm not going to kid you. This is tough. Don't give up. Just keep trying it. You may only be able to get the first move. That's okay. Do this a few times and you'll start to see the other moves come together. Okay? So this is the 3rd shape. The 4th shape, or excuse me, that is the 4th shape. The 5th shape, now I'm going to move my pinky down 1. So now the pinky is at the 12th fret. Okay? So now I'm in this shape. And now the last move is I'm going to move my 1st finger up 1 fret to where we're back to where we started, the same shape we started at, but now we're down a half step. Okay, so now we're down in the 9th position. All right? That's the exercise. And we're going to keep snaking our way down the neck. So let's do this again. So here we are at the 9th position. We're going to move 1st finger down 2. There you go. 2nd finger down 1. It kind of helps me to have my elbow kind of squeezed in here. Try and get them as clear as you can. 3rd finger, we're going to move him down 1. Pinky, we're going to move him down 1. There you go. And then the last move is the 1st finger is going to come in 1. So now you should be at the 8th fret, 8th position. Okay, hang on. We are going to go all the way down. Just hang on. Okay, do the best that you can. From here, move your 1st finger down 2. Move your 2nd finger down 1. Move your 3rd finger down 1. Down your pinky down 1. Your 1st finger up 1. Remember, if you've got hand issues, don't do this. But if you've got, if your hands are fine and your joints are fine, then let's see if we can get some more flexibility in your hand. So now here we are at the 7th fret. Ready? Let's do it again. 2 frets down. Yeah, if you're feeling pain, and then in your joints, just relax. Move your 2nd finger down. Move your 3rd one down. Move your pinky down. Move your 1st finger up. There you go. There you go. Okay? 2 fingers down. 2 frets down. Second finger down 1. Wow, that's some real stretching going on here. Third finger down 1. Pinky down 1. There you go, if I can remember where I'm at. First finger in 1. Okay, freeze. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. We've done a lot of stretching. Maybe do this a little bit. Maybe we can do our little hand to fingers stretching thing again. Give them a rest for a second. They've been tense here for a couple of minutes. All right, so now we're going to start right back where we went. This is the 5th. We were at the 5th position. Is that right? I think that's where we ended up. Now, first finger down 2. Second finger down 1. Third finger down 1. Try and get them as clear as you can be. Pinky down 1. First finger up 1. Now, the pressure is not with your thumb, so don't be really mashing with your thumb. It's all about stretching these fingers here. So now we're at the 4th position. Only one more after this. First finger down 1, 2. There you go. Second finger down 1. Third finger down 1. Pinky down 1. First finger in 1. There you go. All right, here we go. This is the last one. If I lost you up here, that's okay. That's okay. Just work on it. You'll eventually get better at it. Trust me, you will. Okay, this is the last one. You ready? First one down 2. Get them as clear as you can. This is tough, man. Pinky in. First finger in 1. And there you go. There you go. Okay. Woo! Stretch that hand out. That's the Phil Kagy stretching exercise. A great little exercise to do it. I know it's tough. I know it's tough. Work on it a little bit each day, and you'll notice by about day 3, your hand will start to get a little bit more flexibility in it. And then when you start to grab a chord, it's not that big of a deal anymore because your hand is used to making bigger stretches. So the payoff is really big on this. Just trust me. All right, so that's the Phil Kagy hand stretching exercise. I'm going to switch guitars. And I'm going to switch to my acoustic. And we're going to do the last exercise here. This is some shape chords, okay? What are shape chords? What do I mean by shape chords? Well, there are certain chords. One of the great things you can do with guitar, okay, is I can take a shape like this, and I can move it the same shape. This is a regular E chord. What if I move it up 1 fret? I get this Spanish sounding chord. 2 more frets, I get this chord back down to. So these are, by just moving a shape around, I can create lots of different chord voicings that sound oh so exotic, but really on guitar I'm just moving the shape around. That's what shape chords are. Okay, I did a whole series on called the money chords. The link is down in the YouTube description down below. On the money chord series, we get into these shape chords, and I take you all through them. Now we're just going to do a simplified exercise of this, which is going to work on stretching our fingers for chord shapes. Okay, so look at the first one. These are flexibility exercises. Each one of these exercises, there's 5 of them here. This is page 3 of the PDF. They involve a bass shape that I'm going to be moving around and creating some different chords. Okay, so the first one is this is an A2 shape. So I've got my 2nd finger on the 4th string at the 2nd fret. And I've got my 3rd finger on the 2nd fret, still on the 2nd fret, but on the 3rd string. Okay, so that's our shape. That's the shape that we're going to be moving around. You've got 2 fingers, they're on adjacent strings and they're right underneath each other. Okay? That's the chord. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to move this around. Okay, so look at the little exercise that's written right underneath that. We have an A2. This is what this is an A2 when I do it at the 2nd fret. Now when I do it at the 4th fret, I end up with a really cool kind of an A6-9 chord. Don't get too lost in the fancy names. Just listen to the sound of what's happening. If I move it up to the 5th fret, oh man, this is a good one. That's a beautiful A minor 9th. Anytime you want you've got an A minor in your song and you want to sound cool, lay this one on them. Okay, I do it all the time in the studio. If I move it up one more fret to the 6th fret, then I've got a really pretty A major 9th. So I didn't write all these chords out because it's really the same shape, okay? Now if I go, not all of them are going to work, okay? Some of them don't work, okay? But some of them, you can find some pretty chords along the way. If I go 1/2 step more up, I end up with this really pretty A suspended, but it's got a 9th in it too. Very pretty chord. If I go up, the 8th fret doesn't sound like anything, so don't. But if I go up to the 9th, I get this very open sounding A2. Just like the A2 down here, just slightly different. Have you ever listened to some guitar players and they just got such different, rich sounding chord shapes? A lot of times they're using this sort of technique. If I go up one more fret to the 10th fret, I end up with this F major 7th with a flat 5 tonality with an A in the bass. Very kind of hip, dissonant chord. If I go up to the 12th fret, the 11th doesn't sound good. I mean, I guess that could work. That could be, what, sort of a A major 6-9. If I go up to the 12th fret, I end up with an A11th. And then if I go up to 14, I'm back where at the A2 that I started at. So do you see what we're doing? We're just going to move these up and down. All right, so I'm going to turn on my handy-dandy drummer for tonight. Oh, there he is. Okay. And we're going to do each of these measures twice. We'll just do a regular strumming pattern. Something like that. Okay, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing, but just find something that works for you. You can do whole notes if you want. We're going to do each measure twice. Starting on the A2, and then we're going to go to that A6-9. A 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a ready, a go. A2, 2 bars. Now move up to the 4th fret. Now the 5th fret, this beautiful A minor 9th. 6th fret. 7th fret, this A suspended 9th. 9th fret, an A2. 10th fret, this F major 7th. 12th fret with the A 11th. Do it again, back to the A2 at the beginning. Okay, let's try this again. A2, A6-9 at the 4th fret. Half step up this A minor 9th. If you find some of these that you like, half step more. Just kind of make a little mental note for them. You can find some great chord forms this way. 9th fret here. F major 7th, 10th fret. 12th fret. Okay, just stay there, just stay there. Okay, now I'm going to tell you, we're just going to jump around. And I'm going to tell you which one to go to. So let's say, let's go to the 5th fret. 1, 2, 5th fret, 5th fret, and 6th fret. Back to the 5th, back to the 5th. 6th. You get the idea. Shape chords. You can find some beautiful different voicings that way. That's an easy way to find some great voicings. Okay, now we had two fingers that are right next to each other. Now we're going to make them 1 fret apart. Okay, you think this is an exercise about beautiful chord shapes. It's actually an exercise in moving our hands wider. Look at the number 2. This bass shape is a D2. So I have an open D string, 4th string, first finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then what do I have here? You can have your 3rd finger there. You could do your 2nd too if you want to, either one of them. If you do your 3rd finger, that's kind of like a D shape, so sometimes folks are more familiar with that. But you can do 2 there is fine. And then you left the 1st string open. You don't play the 6th or the 5th string. It's a very hip, very good little chord. Okay, we're going to do this same exercise with these chords. Okay, so let's first go through them first. The first one at the 2nd fret is a D2. If I move this up 2 frets to the 4th fret, I get a D6-9, kind of a major, still sort of a major tonality, kind of an open chord. If I go up to the 5th fret, oh man, that's a beautiful one there. That's a D minor 9th. At the 5th fret, if I go up to the 6th fret, beautiful D major 9th right there. 7th fret, then I have kind of a D suspended. There's the suspended, but it's got this 2 in there as well. Okay. The 8th fret doesn't sound like anything. The 9th fret, though, gets a very open sounding D2. Same chord as this, just different tonality about it. Voicing. If I go up 1 more to the 10th fret, very tense sort of B flat with a flat 5 chord, D in the bass. If I go up to the 12th fret, I end up with a D 11th. Then if you want to, you can go up to the 14th and kind of end where we started from. So we found a lot of good chords along those lines. Okay, so let's get our drummer going here. Same thing, two bars each. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, D2 starts it, go. Up to the 4th fret. 5th fret, up 1. Up 1 more, 6th fret, D major 9th. Up 1 more, 7th fret, D suspended with a 2nd. Up 2 to the 9th fret. 10th fret. Now I'm not playing the 6th or the 5th string, I'm just playing the bottom 4. 12th fret. Okay, so we found a couple of good ones there. Take a look at the next one, number 3. All right, now we've done 2 fingers adjacent strings. We've spread them out one way. Let's do a power chord shape. This one, we're going to use this E5 up here at the 7th fret as our bass chord. So I'm not going to play, for our purposes now, I'm not going to play the low E. I'm going to put my first finger on the 5th string at the 7th fret. Now I've got my 3rd finger at the 9th fret of the 4th string, pinky on the 3rd string, 9th fret, and then I have these 2 open notes underneath it. A very hip E, open sounding E. You hear it in songs all the time. And we're going to move this shape around, and oh man, these are some great ones in this one. Instead of going up first, we're going to go down on this one first. So the 2nd chord, I go take this same shape and I put it down at the 5th fret. Okay, it's kind of a D6-9 sort of feel. If I take it and move it down 1 more half step at the 4th fret, I have a very cool C sharp minor 7. So instead of playing this for a C sharp minor 7th, I can use that and it sounds great, especially on acoustic with all these open strings. Okay, if I go down another half step, oh, this is a great one. A C major 7th, beautiful chord. Okay, Down one more. I end up with a B suspended, a really cool B suspended. Okay, now I have a little double bar there, so I'm going to go up. Instead of going down, I kind of run out of space down there. I'm going to go up here to the, what is that, the 10th fret, and I end up with an E minor ninth, a really cool E minor ninth. If I go up to the 11th fret, oh, a beautiful E major 7th. And then the 12th fret, I get kind of an E 11th sort of a sound. Again, don't worry about all the fancy names of it. Just listen to the sounds. So we got some good tones in there. Okay, so let's try this one. Two bars each. 1. Start on that E. 1, 2, 2 bars each. Down 2 frets to the D. 4th fret, C sharp minor 7th. 1 more fret down, C major 7th. 1 more fret down to the B sus. Okay, so take a break. Good, now move up to the 10th fret. We're gonna do this E minor 7th. A 1, a 2, a 10th fret, ready, go. E minor 7th. Up a half step to the 11th. This really pretty E major 7th down to E 11th of the 12th. Okay, now we're going to jump around. We're going to start here at this E, and I'm going to tell you which ones to go to. Okay, we're going to start here at this E. 1, 2, just play this, ready, go. Okay, I want you to go down to the D at the 5th fret. 4th fret, C sharp. 3rd fret, C. Stay there, sorry. Let's go up to the 5th fret, the D. Back up to E at the 7th. Okay, we're doing a little bit wider jump here. We're going to go down to the 3rd, 1, 2, 3rd, ready, go, C major 7th. 5th, the D. Back to the 3rd, the C. Back up to the 5th, the D. Back to the 7th, the E. Very cool combination of chords there. All right, one more. We've done 2 side by side. We've done 1 fret in between. We've done a power chord shape with 1 fret and 2 fingers now, or 3 fingers. Now we're going to do 3 fingers with another fret in between them. This is number 4. This one is going to do, it starts out, it's kind of an A5 shape that we're going to start out with, an A power chord. So it starts with a, what is that, the 4th string, the 1st finger on that A at the 7th fret. Then I have my 3rd finger on the 3rd string, 9th fret. Then I'm going to have my pinky down here on the 2nd string at the 4th, 10th fret. And then I have the open underneath it. So I'm just going to play those bottom 4 strings. A very open sound. An open with strings ringing power chord. Remember our power chord workout we did? This is an upper voiced power chord. Okay, so I can move this shape around. All right, let's just turn the thing on, turn our drummer on, and jump right into it. We'll start right here at the 7th fret. Then we're going to work our way down first. 7th, 5th, 4th. 3rd, 2nd, then we're going to come up here to the 9th, 10th, and 12th. Okay, so we're going to start here at the 7th. Ready? 2 bars each. Oh, on, you know what to do. And move down to the 5th fret. This is kind of a G6 sort of a shape. Down 1 fret. Kind of F sharp 7. 1 more fret. This is the 3rd fret. Very cool F major 7. 1 more fret down to the 2nd fret. An E5, open E5. Okay, pause. Okay, now go up here to the 9th fret. We end up with this B suspended sort of a sound. 1, 2, ready, right there, and up a fret to the 10th. This is a regular C chord. Up 2 more to D. There's the D2. Okay, so we're gonna do this again. I'm gonna jump you around. Start at the 7th fret on that A, 2, a 1, a 2, a ready, a go. Down the 5th. Let's go to the 3rd. Down to the 2nd, E. Back up to the 3rd, back up to the 3rd. Back up to the 5th. And back up to 7th. I just barred my first finger there. I'm going back and forth. And you could try different ideas. Come up with, like, go down 2 frets, see what this sounds like. I'm gonna go back to that bar. Go down another half step. Back to that bar. Just some interesting sounds. Some things you can play around with to find some cool voicings. This is the last one we're coming into now. This is the number 5, all right? So what we were doing is learning about shape chords, but we're also working on stretching that hand to larger voicings. This is the largest one that we've come across. This is an E to a large shape. Okay, so what we're doing here, put your first finger on the 5th string, 7th fret, and then our 2nd finger on the 9th fret of the 4th string. So there's a string, there's a fret in between, okay? Remember how we did that little exercise, our first exercise, and I had you work on that, getting that stretched out there? Now, I'm gonna add one more. Our pinky is gonna be on the 3rd string at the 11th fret. So there's a fret in between here and a fret in between there. You end up with a real open sounding E2. Add those open strings after it. Okay. Don't worry about that low E. So we end up with this shape. Lower that hand if you need to. Okay. If you need to relax that hand a little bit, just go ahead and take a second to relax it. Okay, and then see if you can find that shape again. This is an E2. Now, since these are a little bit wider, let's go through these first. Okay. If we go down 2 frets, we get the D6-9. Very cool sounding chord. If we go down to the 4th fret, a great C sharp minor 9th. Anytime you see a C sharp minor 7th, don't play this, especially if you're on acoustic. I want open strings. At least play this. You want to sound really hip, you want to really sound like a guitar player, lay one of these guys on them. Hey, go down another half step. We end up with a beautiful C major 9th. I know that that's a large shape. As the further I get down here, the larger these fingers have to move around. Okay? Go down one more. We end up with a B suspended 9th, B suspended 2nd. Okay? Now, if I go up here, and we're going to do the same shape at the 8th fret, I end up with this beautiful rich sounding F major 7th with a flat 5. If I go up to the 9th fret, that's a happy sounding chord. That's kind of an F sharp. What is that? An F sharp suspended with the 9th in there as well. What if I go up another to the 10th fret? I end up with another G6 9 or E minor 7th if you want to think of it that way. If I go up to the 12th, I'm back to my A2, the tonality that we started with. Relax that hand before I get our drummer involved. All right, let's get our drummer. Okay, we'll go start at the 5th. Excuse me, the E at the 7th fret. Okay, a 1, 2, 2 bars each. A 1, 2. Now you know what to do. Down 2 frets. Down 1 more fret, the 4th for the C sharp minor. Down 1 more for the beautiful C major. Down 1 more for the B suspended. Okay, take a break, find that next one. It's at the 8th fret. Okay, here you go. A 1, 2, 3, go. Up another fret to the 9th. 1 more to the 10th. 2 more to the 12th. Hey, let's jump around. Let's go back to the 7th, the E. C sharp at the 4th. Third, the C. Back to the B, 2nd fret. Then we go up to the E, 7th fret. Let's do that again, that sounded good. C sharp, 4th fret. 3rd fret, C major. B at the 2nd fret. Back up to the E. There you go. All right. I know I've taken you through a lot of exercises, a lot of stretches. Don't feel bad if you couldn't keep up with me. Okay? Try it a little bit the next day, a little bit the day after that, and you will see your hand will start to get more flexible. Once it is, you'll find you'll be reaching and hitting chords that you never have thought possible before, because your hand's got a little bit more stretch, a little bit more flexibility in it. Hey, I'm Steve Krenz for Guitar Gathering. Keep up the great work in your own learning, and we'll see you next time.